You bought a coffee this morning. You barely remember doing it. $5, gone, before your brain even registered the choice. But the real answer to where your money goes is far stranger than a coffee habit. It is not the coffee. It was never the coffee. There is a hidden trap costing you over $1,000 a year, and it has nothing to do with willpower. Think about your bank account right now. Can you name every subscription pulling money from it? Most people cannot. That gap between what you think you spend and what you actually spend has a name. Researchers call it the pain of paying. Here is the simple version. Paying with cash hurts. You feel it leave your hand. Paying with a card barely registers. Your brain treats the two transactions completely differently, even though the amount is identical. Drazen Prelec and Duncan Simester at MIT ran an experiment that proved this. They auctioned identical tickets to a sold-out basketball game. Half the bidders could only pay with cash. The other half could only pay with credit cards. The card bidders offered, on average, nearly double what the cash bidders offered. Same tickets, same scarcity, different pain. That gap is where your money disappears. Not in one big purchase, in dozens of small, frictionless ones. Now add subscriptions to the picture. A streaming service here. A fitness app there. A cloud storage plan you forgot you signed up for. Each one is small enough to ignore. That is the design, not an accident. Behavioral economists call this drip pricing, and it works because your brain is bad at multiplying small numbers across time. $9 a month feels like nothing. You rarely calculate that $9 a month is $108 a year. Multiply that by 4 or 5 forgotten subscriptions, and you are looking at hundreds, sometimes over $1,000, leaking out of your account annually. Here is where it gets stranger. Richard Thaler, the Nobel laureate behind much of modern behavioral economics, described something called mental accounting. Your brain does not treat all money the same. A $20 bill found in an old jacket feels like free money, easy to spend. A $20 bill earned from overtime feels heavier, harder to part with. Same value, different emotional weight. Subscriptions exploit mental accounting too. Because the charge is automatic, it never feels like spending. It feels like background noise. You stop mentally accounting for it at all. Quick reminder, because this matters, nothing in this video is financial advice. This is about understanding the psychology behind your spending, not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. So why does this keep happening even to people who consider themselves careful with money? Because the system is not built around your logic. It is built around your defaults. And defaults are one of the most powerful forces in behavioral economics. If subscribing is the path of least resistance, and canceling requires 3 confirmation screens and a customer service call, your behavior gets shaped by friction, not intention. Companies know this. The asymmetry is deliberate. Sign-up takes 10 seconds. Cancellation takes 10 minutes, sometimes more. This is also where you should hit subscribe and share this video, if it is helping you see your own spending differently. It costs you nothing, and it helps more people catch the same hidden trap. Now, here's the counterintuitive twist. The fix is not more discipline. Discipline is a finite resource, and relying on it daily is exhausting and unreliable. The fix is changing the friction itself. Behavioral economist Richard Thaler and legal scholar Cass Sunstein call this choice architecture. Instead of fighting your own impulses every day, you redesign the environment so the easy choice is also the right choice. What does that look like in practice? Reviewing your bank statement line by line once a month, the same way you would read a contract before signing it. Treating every recurring charge as something that has to earn its place instead of something that exists by default. Asking before any subscription, not "can I afford this?" but "would I sign up for this again today if I were not already paying for it?" That single question flips the entire mental accounting trick. It pulls a forgotten charge out of the background and puts it back in front of your conscious mind, where you can actually evaluate it. There is a deeper truth hiding in all of this. The hidden trap was never really about coffee or subscriptions or any single purchase. It is about how disconnected modern payment systems have made you from the physical reality of spending. Cash made the cost visible. Cards, taps, and automatic billing made it invisible. And what is invisible is very hard to control. The Diderot effect, named after the 18th century philosopher Denis Diderot, describes how one new purchase quietly creates the desire for several more, until your spending spirals beyond the original intention. Hidden subscriptions and forgotten charges are a slow-motion version of the same spiral. Each one feels harmless alone. Together, they quietly rewrite your financial life without your permission. So tonight, or this weekend, try something simple. Pull up your last 3 months of bank statements, not to judge yourself, just to look clearly at where the money actually went. You may find a forgotten subscription. You may find a pattern of small, invisible purchases that add up to something much larger than you expected. That is not a failure of willpower. It is a system working exactly as it was designed to work, on you. Now you can see it. This morning you bought a coffee and barely noticed. Tonight, you can look at your statement and notice everything.